Hi. So I don't know how this video is going to turn out because of various things. But I'm going to make 3 predictions. 1, man from Kent with a catapult, so you're going to like this one. 2, that vinyl is probably going to run out by the time I'm finished, so I might have to get up and go flip it. 3, of all the videos on my channel, this is probably the one that might get me raided. So I'm going to iterate right at the start. I do not have any ammunition. I have no intention of acquiring any ammunition. I have no means by which to manufacture any ammunition, and all of my firearms are Section 48 or air rifles. They are all completely legally held. One of them has been seized in the past, and the police were forced to give it back because it was an illegal seizure. They had no right to gain it. On that note, try my glass. It's going to be topical. So I want to talk about gun laws in the UK. Let's go. So, the basic premise of gun laws in the UK is that they're effectively banned. People will get upset and say, oh no, you can just get a license. Try it. Try it. If you're not a landowner and you're not a wealthy person, try and get a license for a firearm. And I am saying firearm, not a shotgun. A firearm certificate. If you try and join a club, in my personal experience, and I have tried to do this, try to get in a club. There's just dead man's shoes. Unless you know someone or you have a lot of land, a lot of money, you ain't getting no club. If you're not a member of a club, or if you don't have land, you ain't getting a firearm. Simple as. So for anyone else that's not in the UK watching this, or for people in the UK who don't quite understand what the firearms laws are in the UK, essentially, anything semi-automatic that is not a 2.2 long rifle is banned. Pistols are effectively banned. You can't own a pistol unless it's like 30 something inches long. It's not a pistol, it's just a pistol looking thing. You can't own anything that is centerfire semi-automatic. Loads of other stuff. You can't have anything with 50 cal, you definitely can't have an automatic, and etc. The basic premise of the gun laws, as most people will tell you, this is for your safety. And this is what I'm going to challenge. And I'm going to challenge it on the basis that most people do. They compare it to America. They say, oh, well, you wouldn't want to be like America. Wouldn't we? Do explain that one to me. So, people going about gun crime and gun murders and stuff in America. And the media always like to focus on mass shooting, guns. So here's my challenge to anyone who is pro-gun law. Remove the word gun. I'm not interested in what someone's trying to kill me with. I'm interested that they're trying to kill me, and that under British law I have no means by which to defend myself. As in, and this is factual, to the best of my knowledge, you are not allowed to carry or maintain anything with the intent of defending yourself with it. Physically. You can carry rape alarms, you can carry alarms, but you can't carry any kind of force multiplier. You're not allowed one. If you get caught with a force, even if the law could prove that you were carrying a packet of crisps and somehow you had trained yourself to become some kind of ninja with a crisp and used it as a defensive weapon which resulted in the injury of another person who was trying to do you harm, you are liable. You are liable under carrying an offensive weapon, and they will probably charge you if they can catch you under those terms. The law isn't your friend. It's not there to protect you. It's a numbers game. In my opinion. I'll have to iterate, that's my opinion. But I think I'm right. So anyway. So let's look at the murder rates. So around about, last time I checked, on average in the United States, there's about 42 murders on average per day. Not guns, nothing else, just murders. That's all I'm interested in. Because, in effect, ban knives for your safety, ban defensive weapons for your safety, ban guns for your safety. The crux of all of those things is the same thing. You're trying to prevent murder. So why don't you just ban murder? Wouldn't that cut the chase? Oh, wait, yeah, that's already been done. Never mind. Anyway, so the crux is murder, right? So in America, you have about 42 murders on average per day. In Britain, we have about 8, varying, but you have to kind of add it all up because Scotland and Ireland are counted differently. England and Wales about 2 to 4 a day. Scotland about 1 to 2 a day. Northern Ireland 1 to 2 a day. So you've got about 8. On the face of it, you think, wow, that's much better than America. You haven't factored in population. The American population is about 5 times higher than the British population. So you have to divide 42 by 5 or multiply 428 by 5. So I'm going to go with the divide option. Divide 42 by 8. What you got? 8. The murder rates are the same. They're totally the same. So where do you see the difference? And there is a difference. And this is what the BBC and all the mainstream medias avoid. The difference is in the violent crime rates. America has far less violent crime than we have. Look up rape. In the UK, we have about 700 to 800 cases of rape per 100,000 of the population reported. That's disgusting. In America, it's 200. Why? Because if you chase some young girl that you shouldn't be chasing down a dark alleyway in Arizona, there's a good chance she's carrying a firearm. You can almost guarantee that every single person in the UK that is on that statistic list of 4 to 8 people a day, you can almost guarantee they are victims. In America, no. They were in the process of committing a violent crime when they were stopped. And that's across the board. That's not just firearms, that's anything. Fundamental differences in America, you can carry a weapon to defend yourself. So there's that. Now, so I would argue on that basis alone, the law does not do what it says it does. Again, as in my other videos, Thomas Sowell, don't look at what they say their policies will do, look at what their policies actually achieve. What do their gun policies achieve? Because it doesn't lower crime, it doesn't lower murder. We're still the same as the States. And if you compare it to countries with as lax gun laws as the States, like Switzerland and a lot of the Scandinavian countries in Eastern Europe, their crime rates are lower again. So no, you can't have that, sorry. Now, I iterated at the start of this video that I do not have any means of producing, I have no intent of getting any ammunition. I did that for a reason. There's something called Section 48. So, all the anti-gun people out there think that I can't get a gun in Britain without a license, and they think that's good. Yeah. This is a Martini Henry Mark IV. This is a fully live, fully over-the-counter, fully legally owned firearm. Now, yeah, it's old, and it's a one-shot breech loader, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I might be able to show the barrel is clear. Just about. And you'll have to take my word for it, there is a firing pin in there. If I had myself some 455 over 570, 450 over 570 ammunition, this gun would fire it. And this is a beast of a caliber. It's old and it's single shot, but in the world of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. I've got this, you don't. As it happens, I'm an engineer, and if I wanted to, which I don't and I am not going to, but if I wanted to, I own the skill set which would allow me to get it. I'm not going to, but the point is, the law doesn't stop me from owning an unregistered firearm. It doesn't. I'll iterate the point again. So that's the Martini Henry. That's a big old bore gun. This is an Albini Braylin. It's a fully live, fully functioning firearm. This one fires a 45 Belgian. And it's live. And I could fire a bullet out of it reasonably confidently. And you might say, well, they're great big long rifles, you can't conceal them. True. Guess where else you can buy? And I have one. Well, I owned one. I got rid of it. Not for any reason other than I just didn't have anywhere to store it. And there's nothing stopping anyone buying them. You can go buy a cap and ball revolver. Again, you might say that's really old technology. Cap and ball revolver? Yeah, there is. You can buy them over the counter. No names, no addresses, nothing. Before anyone, as they try to do recently, before anyone starts to say, oh, well, we need to change the law then to stop people doing that. The law won't stop it. Here, this is a bow. If you go through my other videos, you'll find a video of me shooting said bow. It takes a little bit of skill to learn to do it, but it's fucking lethal. The point is, the only thing stopping me from, or anyone like me, from inflicting harm via tools on other people is the fact that I'm not a psychopath. But the law doesn't stop me from doing it. People need to understand that. They really need to understand that. The law is not effective. The law is just a mechanism by which you think you are safe. It doesn't guarantee your safety. Now, I won't ask people to like and subscribe because, you know, whatever. But I would appreciate it if you could think of any counter arguments to what I've been saying and put them in the comments. Because I don't think I'm wrong in this. The only thing stopping me, or people like me, or people generally, from committing violent acts of crime is their own sense of moral beliefs. If you are that determined to own a firearm in the UK, you can do it. The law is passive, effectively. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't stop you from getting them. It gives them a mechanism by which to prosecute you if you are caught doing something wrong. But the chances are you ain't gonna... I'm going to say that. The chances are that if someone wanted to do something with a firearm, the law isn't going to stop them from doing it. Sorry. I timed that well. The final just ran out. Oh wait, no it didn't. Oh yeah, like your comments. Cheers.